Hi, we're Studio Mutiny.
And this is Sai.
I'm the programmer from Spook Inc. and this is Prismagic.
Hi, I'm Matt from Iteration Games and this is our game Paper Pirates.
We are Milksoft Games and this is the Heads and Tails Mythical Pet Shop.
Hey everyone, we're Wagtails and this is Cat Out of the Casket.
We're Superior Arts Complex and this is Recoil.
Hi there, we're Treasure Map Tales and this is our game Bagheads.
We are Media Shake.
And this is Project Sam.
We're Biscuit Sandwich Games and this is Ready Set Sumo.
We're here, day 2 of EGX at the Transfuser stand. You were here last year and saw it.
Yeah, it was really good. So this is a competition run by the UK government and it is a mainly grad students, ex-students or people in uni. They're all game developers. Mainly teams of 4 to 6 people with no budget and very limited time. But they see what they can come up with, they bring it to the expo and we get to play it and vote on our favourite one. And the best one with the most votes gets funded.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. Should we go play some games?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about some of our standout games. It was a really strong lineup this year. Like, very strong lineup. They were all pretty good.
I think I enjoyed everything I played.
Yeah.
So, like, it's hard because there was a vote and I don't know where to vote. And
yeah, it was very difficult to vote. We're not actually going to say who we voted for, but we're going to go through some of the games that stood out for us. So one of your favourites was I've forgotten the name of it.
It was Hypochondriac.
Hypochondriac. Tell us about that. What was it?
It was a really nice kind of almost turn-based programming combat game. They had 4 available characters. You run through. There was like a couple enemies back to back. Your health carries on between the fights. But the way that you input the commands was really stood out for me. You have a handful of skills available to your character, and then you have to kind of input. You know what the enemy's going to do in the combat. You have the input straight away, and it rolls it in loops. But it played really well, and it's very different to anything I think I've played
It's
before.
almost like you sort of had like, you queued them up almost, like you had 1 to 4, and depending on what order you put the abilities in, because the enemy or the opponent also had their own inputs as well.
Well, you had
so you were trying to like match theirs.
You had the odd numbers, the enemy had the even numbers, so
Yeah.
you can see where the pattern's going to go.
Yeah.
But it really, you guys kept saying like, you're overthinking it. I thought that I was thinking about it just enough.
Well, the dev described it as almost like a puzzle game, almost. Like it looked like sort of like Slay the Spire, one of those kind of games, but they more sort of described it as a puzzle game, and you got to think about the puzzle. You had unlimited time. There was no time to choose what you wanted to do, so that was pretty cool. I like the look of that one. That was good.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. So we also played a game, and we're probably going to forget all the names of these games, so luckily we have the prompts behind us. But there was that magic game that I can't remember exactly what it's called. Prismagic. I'm so bad with the names. Prismagic was pretty cool. It's cool for me because I got the highest score, and I'm currently the highest scoring person today to play it. But that was really cool. It is a side-scrolling sort of, you are a witch on a broom, and you have to match the colours. So you've got 3 colours. You've got yellow, red, and blue.
Those are the colours.
Those are the colours, primary colours, you might say. Ooh. And you got the enemies are all coloured as well. So you can only damage the enemies if you have the right colour. So you've got to switch between them. But then you can also combine the colours. So you have purple enemies and so on. And that was really interesting because it was one of those where you have to think really fast, and you're like, oh no, I'm a purple, but now I'm green, and now I'm red, and now I'm blue. And I really enjoyed that. That was cool. And not only just because I'm the best player at EGX playing it.
My mind definitely was stuck into GCSE art, where I was just like, wait, how do I make green?
Yeah, it was very difficult, but luckily they had a mechanic where you could slow it down and you could pick your 2 colours, which really helped a lot, especially on the boss at the end. But that was really fun. I enjoyed that one. What else was there? Ready, Set, Sumo. I can remember the name of that one. That's the last one that we played.
The last one we played. He's got that one locked in.
Yeah. That was interesting. 4-player, you're on a table essentially, and you got to knock each other off.
Very simple
concept.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good.
Also, the character designs are amazing. All the characters were different animals.
Yeah, I was a cat. I was a cat on. I think I was on my dish. I was
throwing the
screwing
dish out.
Yeah.
I played a snail, which I feel may have been why I didn't do well.
Possibly. Or it could just be that you're bad at video games.
Yeah, we've learnt that over the course of
We
EGX.
have. Every single game that we've both played, I've been better at. Surprising, isn't it? Surprising. At least you beat Sekiro, though.
I did beat Sekiro. I didn't bring it out first. You all saw it.
Yeah, I did have it out first. But that game was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. Recoil.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Recoil.
Recoil.
Another one that you beat me at.
Hello. We have people on YouTube now.
We have. We got cosplayers in and everything.
Yeah. The things you do on video.
It's a good Psycho cosplay. I like it.
It was pretty decent. I had
Joker as well.
I had Lego Joker. That's fine. We'll continue.
The beauty of EGX.
Recoil was another one. That was pretty cool. That was really interesting for a shooter, because it was a first-person shooter, but it was also a bit different.
A shooting game that you play as a gun.
Yeah, you just are the gun.
First person. It was third person.
It was a third-person shooter. No, you could go first person when you aimed.
You could ADS.
Yeah, you could aim outside. Yeah.
You the movement was the best bit of that game.
Yeah.
The bullets actually hit you back.
They propel you. They propel you.
Well, it kind of recoils you back, but you can point the gun back, you can point the gun down, you can really get around with it.
So you could jump over somebody, point the gun down and shoot, but you could also use that to double jump. So rather than jumping, you just point the gun down and shoot up.
As you BM'd me with almost constantly.
I very much killed you like that several times, and it was very satisfying.
I can imagine it was, yeah.
It was very, you didn't do as well. But it was very simple. It wasn't really sort of anything too complicated, but I kind of like that, the simplicity of it's a shooter, except it's a bit different, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they clearly worked really hard on it.
Yeah.
The art style was beautiful, and it handled well.
One thing I want to say is every single game we played here today had a very good art style. Like, I don't think any of them looked bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There was nothing, like the pixel arts were beautiful, the cartoony ones we played were like wonderful to look at.
Yeah.
Everyone had done a really good job of the aesthetic being very good.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite art styles was definitely that cat game that I'm also struggling to think of the name of. It's on the back somewhere. Oh my god, we might have to go and cut this and go back and look at
the picture.
It's a ghost cat game. It is the ghost cat.
Cat out of the casket.
Yes.
It says it.
Cat out of the casket. There we go. That was. This is so unprofessional, but I'm really bad at names. Okay.
We should have got a board or something.
Should we just start that bit again and go? So one of the games I thought had a really good art style was Cat Out of the Casket.
Good thing you remembered the name really
well.
well.
Yeah, it was really good thing that I remembered the name first try. But yeah, it was very simple, and there wasn't a lot of gameplay to show off, but what was there was very solid. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that one?
You play a cat, or the ghost of a cat, and you are chasing the ghost of mice to protect the older woman that you live with. The art style was beautiful. Everything was quite like dark grayscale, apart from the cat was like quite a bright white, and the mice were green.
Yeah.
And it like the contrast of the things that are moving around was really, really good.
Yeah.
And you can possess things too. So you can be a cat possessing a TV. You turn the channel to showing cheese, and the mice come out. So you catch them like that.
Yeah, very simple. Again, you got to remember these games. A lot of these games, they are almost like prototypes because they're not developed yet. So a lot of these are they're not even alphas yet. They're prototypes. A lot of them. So it's kind of like this is what we could do if we could, almost, which is kind of interesting. But one thing we have been saying the entire time is it's really refreshing to see people making games with just pure passion. Whereas we've said this a lot with the AAA video game industry, that a lot of times it's almost like the monetization takes precedent over the gameplay, and it's not the case here at all, is it?
Yeah, they seem to concept with their wallets. They go, here's a concept we know will work, we're going to make that game. These guys are making games that they think they'll enjoy, and because they enjoy it, they hope we enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that passion translates into enjoyable experiences. You just pick up the game and play it, and honestly, like, I would love all of these games to be funded. I know a lot of the developers are saying that they're going to try and get the games funded even if they don't win, which is fantastic. But I would love all 10 of these games to be funded. I think every single one was worth picking up and playing and having a go. So another one that I enjoyed was Heads and Tails, a mythical pet shop. This one reminded me of like Overcooked and those kind of games where it's you're managing a shop and your shop is a pet shop, but mythical creatures. So I did a Yeti, you did a dragon, I think.
I did a dragon level. Also, the dragon was adorable.
Yeah, well, the Yeti was pretty cute for a Yeti, like, let's be fair. But you, essentially, customers come into your store, they have demands that you've got to fulfill, you're on a time limit. Your animals or creatures, they also have needs that need fulfilling, so you've got to feed them, you've got to bath them, you've got to play with them. And it's one of the games, the developer's actually saying it's got adaptive difficulty. So if you're doing really well, the game will get harder. If you're doing not so great, the game will get a little bit easier.
That explains why I found it so difficult.
Yeah, for a prototype of a game, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have adaptive difficulty in a prototype. But that was really interesting. It's definitely, and we both said this, it's definitely a game that would stress us out. Purely because, like, with games like Overcooked and Cooking Simulator, you're very much like, you're on the clock. And I feel like usually I prefer to be able to do things on my own time, but that's part of the gimmick.
I like the hectic nature of Overcooked stuff, and I really enjoyed it with this game too.
Yeah.
You felt the pressure.
Yeah, 100%. And that's part of the game design. It's not a criticism, it's just, it would stress me out.
Yeah.
Definitely would stress me out. So what else?
Sai. Let's talk about Sai.
Oh.
It was a beautiful game. Out of all the games if you were going to take like graphics of games and you're looking at like high-end modern game graphics, it was definitely graphically the most intensive game.
Yeah.
But it was a tech demo more than like a gaming demo. But it played really well.
Yeah.
And the boss that I fought at the end of it was quite challenging.
Yeah, you didn't beat it.
Which is why it murdered me.
But yeah, that game, so we were talking to the devs about that game. They were saying that they have a kind of a passion for conserving the environment, and that translates into the game. You play as a druid, and you come across a spirit. I think this wasn't a spirit, it was a...
Someone with tree nymphy?
Something of the spirit, yeah. A forest spirit of the forest. In the forest of the spirit.
Excellent take.
Yeah. But they were saying that the main antagonists of the game are these big robots who are chopping down the forest, and that kind of theme was translated into the game quite a bit. You saw that you are protecting the forest, that is your job, and they're talking about it being a story-driven game. They've got a story to tell with that game, which is kind of interesting, and I liked it.
The combat was really nice as well, because you're playing with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And rather than having like the Devil May Cry giant red spot on an enemy that's a weak point, as you aim the bow, parts will glow gold.
Yeah.
So you have those weak points without it being like so glaringly obvious on the character design, which I really liked, because you have to find them rather than being so obviously there.
Yeah, it's good. I like that one.
It's a good game.
I'm saying this about every game. I like this one. We liked every one.
We literally liked
every one. There was not a single game that I was like, that was rubbish.
No, not at all. We had fun with all
Not
of
that
them.
I would say that these are students and stuff, but still. So, Bagheads, do you want to talk about that one?
Kind of like a party, beat the hell out of your friends with a bag on your head. In-game. Do it in-game.
Yeah, don't do it.
We played like a little kind of football thing. It was 2v2. One of the devs actually played with us as well.
Yeah.
He gave me an absolute slapping. I've lost all the games.
It was like you're like a football pitch, and you've got the ball, and you've got to try and score the goals, but also beat each other up at the same time.
You could choose to beat each other, so we did.
Yeah.
It did say in the instructions, there's no referee, go wild,
Yeah.
which I loved.
I mean, not gonna lie, the concept was pretty solid. It's put me in a ring or a pitch with 3 other people and let me beat them up. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun doing it. There was a lot of laughing going on. One of the things that the dev said is that they seem to always have people around that station because everyone sat playing it. There is so much laughter going on that people are drawn to it.
Yeah.
But that's what we want from a game. We want people to laugh and have fun.
So enjoyment, by entertainment. It's an art. So Paper Pirates was another one. This was, it started off kind of like Jackbox, where you get a party code or a room code, and you got to enter that in, and it was all controlled by a phone, which was interesting, yet also not ideal. I would have preferred to be the option with a controller or something like that, but it also kind of made the game a little bit more difficult, which made it more hectic. So it's kind of a positive and a negative for me.
I think, because we were playing on like one-touch phone screens, if you had two-touch, because you were like steering and pressing a button, two-touch would have made it a lot more streamlined. But it was enjoyable. Again, it was a game where we spent the whole time we were playing it laughing and yelling at each other and all the normal things you should do when you play a video game.
Absolutely. It was definitely just good fun. I can imagine that being one of those games you play with friends, maybe on stream, possibly, but
maybe with a beer?
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely a GDWB drinks. But yeah, that was pretty fun. There was just one game that we didn't get to play, and it was because it was a VR game, and I'm not going to lie, we all sort of get motion sick with VR, and so we kind of dipped out on that one. We had a look at it, and it looked interesting. You were flying around, you got to shoot things. It was very much probably a lot more enjoyable in VR, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we were looking at a screen. It seemed like that you had like 2 teams.
Yeah.
But we were all very tired. And VR on tired heads.
Yeah, absolutely. So we kind of just stepped away from that one. But it looked good though. I will admit, if it was any other day, I probably would have given it a good go.
First day in, first thing in the morning, maybe.
Yeah.
But no. Day 2.
Yeah. But that was it. That was Transfuser. It was really good this year. The lineup was solid, honestly. They were all really good games. And
not just that, the devs were super friendly.
Yeah.
Very happy to talk to us.
Yeah.
Really seemed passionate about the games that they're putting out there.
We chatted to pretty much every single group of devs on all the games, and not only were they really happy to talk about the game, but they were also just happy to talk about themselves and their stories and stuff. We were talking to the developers of Bagheads, and they were talking about how their university is really passionate about trying to get more women into the video game industry, but ones that want to. So they're not trying to just force women into the gaming industry. They're wanting to get women who are excited about the gaming industry and let them have a chance. And I think that's really cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm 100%. More options is always better.
Absolutely. And I like that. And they were more than happy to just talk to us about that, which was nothing to do really with necessarily Transfuser, but it was more to do with about them as people. And they were more than happy to talk about us that. And I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I'm definitely on board with getting more representation in the video game industry, but again, of people that want to. But it's so good to see a bunch of people who just really passionate about the gaming industry, want to make the best games, and even with the time constraints, the budget constraints, everything like that, they've done really good jobs. So, AAA video game industry, take note. But that's it. That's the end of the video. I don't know how to end this one out, because if you're watching this video, you probably didn't go to EGX, so you can't check out Transfuser. It might be at other conventions though. Because last year I think it was other conventions as well.
Roll an end card.
Yeah, we'll do a link down below if you can find Transfuser anywhere else. But if you come to EGX next year, I'm sure it will be here then. So if you do come down, or if you're here now, if we get this video out in time, definitely come down and check out Transfuser. Definitely give the games a go and vote for your favourite one. It will help them out a lot.
It will. And you get to play some fun games too, so...
Win-win! Thank you very much, everybody. If you have liked the video, as always, like it, comment, subscribe, sacrifice baby goat, whatever you got to do to make the algorithm happy. And I'll see you all next time.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah? Hi, we're Studio Mutant Me.
And this is Sai.
Alright.
The line is hi, we're Mutant.
Okay, you do it.
Okay.
Wait, you introduce us and I think this is
yeah.
Okay, do it.
Alright, cool. Okay. Hi, we're Mutant Studios.
And this is Sai.
I said our name wrong.
You did,
Sorry.
you did.